Hello, Serge here from the Backyard Driving Range. All right, we got basically in your own words from two gentlemen today, so I'm going to read two of them, and this concerns club fitting. And the second one I'm going to do will also have another comment about vision with the club fitting. So here we go. First one from Don McCree, and Don says, "I would like to sing praises of PPGS club fitter Bill Marshall, Lakeland, Florida. What a pro! What a nice guy, what a great club fitter. I arrived by plane from San Antonio, Texas. So he went from San Antonio, Texas to Central Florida, Lakeland. That's probably no more than 30 or 40 miles from Disney World. The next day, Bill spent about 5 hours with me, checking my swing, giving me tips, taking measurements, trying out different types of shafts, club heads, grips, etc. Then with all the specs in hand, he made me a whole new set of golf clubs. And the cost was a lot less than I expected. Result, I am striking the ball more crisply than ever and scoring lower. Now I have a realistic chance of breaking into single-digit handicap. I am 72 years old. Thanks, Bill, for making me young again." Thanks, Bill, for making me young again. So again, here's another great comment about how club fitting can really help you out. In fact, I have here a new set of irons. Doc just built them for me. I got a new shaft in here, which is a lot softer. He put some alpha heads on them, which is what we mostly use, and I'm hitting them quite better. What are they? They're a little bit softer than what my old clubs were. I have lost probably since my heart surgery, and even more in the last year. I lost about probably 4 miles an hour, 5 miles an hour after my heart surgery, and I've lost about another 4 in the last year. And I've had to, and I think hopefully it's starting to come back a little bit, but Doc softened these shafts up a little bit. So club fitting is important. I mean, having the right length, the right lie, the right grip size. I mean, I had a gentleman at the golf school a while back who had, in Reno, he was like about 6'5", I believe, and he had like 1.5 inches longer overstanding clubs, and believe it or not, he needed more. He had really short arms. And that doesn't happen too often. Most often, many times, a lot of times, just because a person's tall, oh, you need longer clubs. Just because a person's short, oh, you need shorter clubs. All right, that's not always true. Everything bases on the measurement of your wrist to the ground. And so, depending on, you could have two people of the same height. Say like I'm 5'9", but you could have one who has short arms, and he might need standard length clubs. And then you got a guy like me with really long arms. I got a 35-inch sleeve, which is usually a person well over 6 feet. So I play with shorter clubs because my arms are a lot closer to the ground than most 5'9" people. So everything's depending. You got a lot of people 6 foot, a lot of people that are 6'2", 3, 4, and 5. If they got the appropriate length arms, they might not need 1.5 inches, 2 inches longer. All right. But if they got short arms, they'll need them. So again, just because you're tall doesn't mean you need long clubs, and just because you're short doesn't mean you need short clubs. All right, and the key is if you do need either one of them, to get the exact right length. And so, all right, so that's from Don McCree about his fitting experience. Next letter comes in, and again, this is sort of a testimonial with a comment, and he says, this is from Larry Hink, and Larry says, "Hi Serge, your comments about vision are very interesting. This came in with about vision training for PPGS golfers at a daily I did." He said, "Your comments about vision are very interesting. I assume there are other surgeons who are myopic. Myopic, I looked it up, and we all know, if you didn't know, it's nearsighted. In my case, I'm the exact opposite. I'm farsighted. I can read signs when people can't even see them, okay? And he's just the opposite." He says he's myopic and he has a really hard time with alignment, as I do. Any suggestions? Then he goes on to say he went to see Bill Owens from Ellensburg, Washington, who is a swing surgeon certified fitter. Recently fitted me with new clubs. Thanks for encouraging us surgites to get a fitting. I traveled over 900 miles round trip by car, and I am so glad I did. Remember, there are fitters, and then there are swing surgeon fitters, swing surgeon certified fitters. Most fitters do a pretty good job, but they're locked into that longer drivers and bigger heads are better, and longer drivers are only better, are good if you can swing a longer club as fast and hit it as solid. And most golfers are not going to do that, especially senior golfers. I play with a 43-inch driver. Back 20 years ago, 43-inch drivers were standard. From the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and early 90s. They were standard length, 43. And when standard length was 43, Nicklaus played, I was told, a 42.5 inch. All right? And so here at that time, 43 standard, and he played that. When Tiger Woods came out on tour, he played a 43-inch driver. All right? And I think he's gone much longer since then. He's dropped back a little bit shorter, longer. But for the most part, standard drivers today are about 45 inches. That they're selling in stores, and that's what I think you're going to get in most fittings. So a fitting is a fitting is a fitting, and if you're not going to a swing surgeon certified fitter, you're going to very likely get put into a longer driver and a bigger head. This head's only a 360cc head. Again, we don't believe in the bigger heads. They tell you that the bigger heads have a bigger sweet spot. That's baloney. A sweet spot is only basically the size of the top of a pen. All right, you can move it around, but you can't make it bigger. So the only thing they're giving you with bigger heads is more space, more room to miss the sweet spot. And the more you miss the sweet spot, the worse the shot. And all the companies have the stats on that stuff. They don't tell you those stats, but they have them. The more you start missing the sweet spot, the worse the hit's going to be in terms of distance and direction. So a bigger head's going to only get, with a longer shaft, if you can't swing it as fast as a shorter club and hit it as solid, you will not hit the ball as good. Yes, physics says a longer club will go farther, but you have to be able to do those two things. Swing it as fast and hit it as solid. As fast or faster and hit it as solid. To have it as straight and decent distance. Okay? We're not Iron Byron. We just can't hit a button and crank up 5 more miles per hour if I want, or even 1 more mile per hour. We are what we are, and that's all we can do. And to try to swing any harder is only going to eventually tighten your muscles up and when you tighten your muscles, you shrink them, they constrict, and you're actually moving slower. And with less speed, and therefore, and also less fluidity, less flow, less of your normal motion, your timing and tempo. But getting back to the myopic vision, I don't think it matters whether you're myopic, you're short-sighted, nearsighted, far-sighted, or whatever. As long as you have enough sight where you can see the ball clearly and fully. It's not foggy. It's not blurry. It's not wavering or whatever. Your eyesight picks it up well. You can see the ball, the ground. You can make sure that you're staying still. You should be able to see it. Alignment is just a simple fact that we stand here and look at the target. Our eyes focus in. They call the focal field. Both eyes to the center point and see a straight line. When I get this way and I have to turn my head to look at it, because I'm standing here in this way, the eyes. Would you look at it? If you're say in my case being right-handed, right eye dominant, my trailing eye, my back eye, I have to turn farther to see it. So my front eye picks it up on one point on my retina, and it's on another point on my retina to get it to when I get my right eye focused on it. And because the retinas have a little bit of curvature to them, that creates the line. It changes this straight line from here, that when I'm here, it's curved. And that is the ultimate reason why we have problems with alignment. Because the vision from standing beside the ball has been altered by the curvature of our eyes and of the retinas in our eyes, and that creates a curvature in the line where it's no longer straight and it's curved, elliptically curved from that way, right to left, and would be left to right for a left-hander. And that's where the tendencies are to aim right for a righty and left for a lefty. Invariably, all the students I ever teach, run into in schools and private lessons, when I run into a student that's aimed way left, the right hand, the way left, they're hitting a big slice to the target, I always started off by questioning this way. I say, I guess you really know that you're aimed to the right, correct? And they say, yeah. I said, why do you aim way to the left, excuse me? I said, why do you aim way to the left? He said, I'm playing for my slice. I said, oh, really? Do you want a slice? Heck no, I don't want a slice, man. I want to hit it straight. I want to hit it relatively straight to a draw like you. He said, right down the middle. I said, well, if you're playing for it, you have to have it. Heck, if you're playing for a slice and aiming way to the left for a righty and way to the right for a lefty, you want to get rid of that. If you're a righty, instead of aiming left, aim to the right a little bit. It won't take you long to start pulling them and hooking them. And then you just split the difference. But no matter what, alignment, alignment, alignment. Don't play golf without it. 90 to 95% of all swing problems arise out of alignment. You've heard those two surgisms time and time again. You'll keep hearing them for the rest of the time. And in many cases, when I talk about and I have to answer a question about a swing issue, I have to bring up alignment. Alignment is a never-ending battle because our eyes are playing tricks on us with that optical illusion of the curvature of our eyes, causing the line when we stand beside the ball and look at the target to be elliptically curved. Right to left for right-hander, left to right for left-hander. All right? That will never go away. As long as you have vision and you're playing a ball, you're playing golf standing beside the ball, you're going to fight that optical illusion, that curvature, and you got to really work at checking it out. The Ultimate Alignment video walks all through that and explains everything and some secrets to help you with the alignment. I can't get into it. It takes too long. That video is over an hour, if I remember, and it's a great video, and it's got great rave reviews by everybody who's listened to it, and it's on the website. You can get it anytime, and it's a great bargain for the price, and because all the videos on swingsurgeon.com are very well priced, and I don't think there's any video over $30, $29, so they're good buys. But alignment is a never-ending battle. The first time you get careless, it's going to jump up and bite you. All right? So alignment, alignment, alignment. Don't play golf without it. And you play better golf when you got better clubs that have been made by a Swing Surgeon certified fitter. Okay? Well, that's it for the search for today on clubs and alignment, which is, I guess, a pretty good mixture here for today's video, daily video. And with that, you get better clubs that fit you better to hit the ball better. And with better alignment, you'll be hitting it more solid and straight to where you want it to go, and therefore very likely hitting more fairways and greens, and therefore shooting lower scores. Well, that's it for the search for today, and I'll be talking with you all again soon.